case number 426 on the calendar in the matter of Bowden versus Booth. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks have seats.
Ms. Bowden, according to your complaint, you were visiting a male friend who happens to be the ex-boyfriend of the defendants.
Mm-hmm.
So far correct?
Yes, but they are now back together, that I'm aware of.
Boyfriend.
Yes.
And according to your complaint, she came to the house and after some altercation at the house, vandalized your car. And you want her to pay for the damage to the car. She says she didn't do it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
When did this happen?
December 22nd, about 1:30 in the morning.
Tell me what happened.
She came to the house and...
And you were at his house?
At his house. We were watching a movie and we heard a bunch of racket outside and we started hearing her scream his name. So he was like, I'm going to go outside and take care of it. So he went outside, asked her to leave, and she was screaming, look what I'm doing to this car. You know, why are you that? Blah, 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 blah. And he was trying to explain to her, we're not, there's nothing going on. And he asked her to leave. She wouldn't leave. Then he threatened to throw a brick through her window. And so she...
He threatened to throw a brick through her window?
Through her window if she didn't leave. So she got in the car and left. And the whole time I was watching through the window, watching whatever was going on. He came back inside, and I said, what'd she do to my car? And he said all she did was break off the windshield wipers. So I went outside.
That's what he said to you?
Yes. So I went outside, and I looked at my car. All four of the tires were flattened, and it was keyed all the way around the car. It said it was keyed on the back, on the trunk. And so he told me, well, we didn't have a phone in the house at that time, so he told me, well, we're just going to have to, you know, wait to call in the morning when his dad had a cell phone. So we had to pull the car around in the front of the house. So we go back inside, and she comes back in another vehicle and breaks the driver's side window.
Did you see her do that?
Yes.
What kind of vehicle did she come back in?
It was a gray Grand Am, I believe.
Was she alone in the car or with someone else?
Someone else.
Was she the driver or the passenger?
She was the passenger.
What kind of street lighting is there around the house?
There was a light on the garage, so I could see her outside standing by my car, and I could see him when he went outside.
So she actually got out of the car to do it, to smash
in the beginning.
No, to smash the window.
Oh, no, she didn't. She was in the car.
Now, when you say you pulled the car to the front, was that in a driveway or on the street?
It was on the street, right in front of his house on the grass. I have a picture.
I'd like to see it. So here's the picture. Now, she pulled up alongside the car, and she was next to...
Right next to the car.
The window.
Yeah.
Did you hear the window shatter?
Yes, we saw it.
You saw it. And what did you do when you saw the window shatter?
Nothing. She drove off. They drove off real fast.
When did you report this to the police?
The next morning.
May I see the police report, please? Did you file charges with the city prosecutor?
No.
You did not? Tell me why.
Because I had already called and made plans to come here, and plus it cost money, the money that I didn't have.
Okay.
Because she ain't had no proof I did it because I didn't do it.
Stand up. Over there. Tell me your name.
Greg Freeman.
Speak up.
Greg Freeman, Your Honor.
Mr. Freeman, how old are you, sir?
23.
What do you do for a living?
Temporary services at the time.
Okay. You think you're smart?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you think smarter, you or me?
Figure you.
You're right. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions because your girlfriend over here says I didn't do anything. On the evening of December 22nd, you were at your home with the plaintiff?
Yes, ma'am.
Did your former girlfriend, now your current girlfriend, come over to the house that night?
Later that night.
Did you have an argument?
Yes. It wasn't an argument. We had a discussion.
You had a discussion?
Yeah.
And subsequently, after the discussion and after a period of time, the defendant left. Is that right?
Yeah.
And did there come a time when you and the plaintiff went out to look at her car?
We went to leave.
You went to, did you
Later
look,
on.
Did you look at her car?
Did we look at it? No,
Yes.
we just got inside and we was about to leave to go over a friend's house.
Did you see any damage to her car?
Not until after we pulled it in the front of my house.
Okay.
Because all four tires was flat.
And what about the windshield wipers?
The windshield wipers.
Were they broken?
There was one.
That was
One was
broken.
messed up.
It was
I don't
broken.
know how bad, but it was messed up.
Okay. And did you witness who did that?
No,
You did not.
no, I didn't.
Did you witness who did any of the damage to her car?
No, I didn't.
You didn't.
No.
Then can you explain to me, Mr. Freeman, why you gave a statement to the police?
I didn't get no statement.
Quiet. Why you gave a statement to the police that said both the victim and her boyfriend, that would be you at the time, stated that they witnessed the event.
Wasn't me. I ain't witness nothing, Your Honor. I ain't see nothing. I ain't even see.
You don't see nothing,
I
you
didn't
don't
see
know
nothing.
nothing, you weren't there, and you just had a discussion
It's the
with
truth.
her. And you
It's
just
the
had.
truth. I didn't see her
Listen
do
to me.
none of the damage.
Listen to me, sir. On your best day, you are not as smart as I am on my worst day. Can you figure that out?
Bowden says her friend's girlfriend, Anna Booth, scratched insults into the side of her car. Anna says Annika was trying to secretly date her boyfriend.
Why in the world would this young lady, after you had a pretty violent confrontation with your now girlfriend, where you threatened to throw a brick through her window if she didn't leave? Now, that's
That
a pretty
wasn't true
violent
either.
confrontation. Quiet! Why would you describe that to me as a discussion? Humma?
A discussion.
That's what you just
We
told me.
didn't have an argument.
You had a
We
discussion.
had a discussion.
I said, why would you describe to me an event where you threatened to throw a brick through her window if she didn't
I never
leave?
said that.
You didn't?
No.
You were happy to see her at 1:30 in the morning at your house?
It wasn't 1:30.
What time was it?
Around 11.
You were happy to see her at 11 o'clock at night in your
Yeah,
house?
I called her and told her to come over.
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
Sit down. The only problem that you have is a case of very bad judgment. Do you understand?
I understand.
Very bad judgment.
I understand.
Because I don't know how long this thing was your boyfriend, but it
Thing.
seems to me that that is an example.
We were never. It's wrong in the police report.
That it was boyfriend, just a,
Yeah,
a friend that is a
friend.
boy.
Yes.
Well, you got to pick your friends a little more carefully. Let me see an estimate for the damage to the car. Did he say something?
No, you didn't say anything, did you?
Nope.
He'd be happier if he got pants that fit him. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,446.51. Get him out of here.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
The car wasn't even worth that in the first place, and I didn't do it.
I'm just thankful that my car is going to get fixed.
She's probably mad because she wanted to be with Greg after she done ran through all his other friends.
I didn't want anything to do with either of them.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Bellman versus Curtis. Step forward, please.
28-year-old sales rep Gretchen Bellman is suing her ex-boyfriend, 28-year-old mechanical engineer Justin Curtis, for unpaid credit card charges. Justin says Gretchen ran over his ankle with her car, so they're even.
Mr. Curtis, you look petrified, sir.
A little nervous, Your Honor.
Good. I don't want you to get too comfortable, Mr. Curtis. Miss Bellman, according to your complaint, the cardinal sin was committed by you when you placed him on your joint checking account. The next thing that you foolishly did was you gave him a credit card that you were responsible for that was attached to your, somehow, to your checking account.
Checking account, correct.
While involved in this domestic bliss, he managed to run up a bill of in excess of $5,000 on the credit card. Then you broke up. Now, Mr. Curtis here doesn't seem to deny in his answer that he ran up these bills on the credit card that exceed $5,000. You have two defenses. Is that
Yes,
right?
Your Honor.
The first defense is that she told you that as long as you paid the truck loan, she was forgiving the $5,000 worth of credit card charges.
Truck payments and the car insurance.
The second defense is that she had, in fact, caused an injury to your foot when she ran over your foot or your ankle with a car, and that she should be responsible for paying your medical bills, etc. Those
And
are your
lost
two
wages.
And lost wages. So, since there is no issue other than your bad judgment with regard to giving him access to your money, we're going to go directly to Mr. Curtis because I have to see what his defenses are. Do you understand?
Yes.
She co-signed for a loan for a truck for you. You have the truck.
Yes, Your Honor.
When did she co-sign for the truck?
April of 2000.
What are you asking me for? I don't know the answer to that question,
I'm
Mr.
trying
Curtis.
to think of it. April 2000.
And were you living together at the time?
No.
But you were in a relationship at the time.
Yes, Your Honor.
And have you made the payments regularly?
Yes, and I have evidence of that.
Good. Why did she have to co-sign this truck loan for you?
I don't have very good credit, Your Honor, and I knew I wouldn't be approved by myself, and my truck had broken down, and I needed a vehicle, and she said, I mean, we were figuring on spending the rest of our lives together, so she co-signed for me.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
You have parents?
Divorced parents, Your Honor.
Divorce doesn't mean they're dead.
Yeah, I
They're
have
still
parents,
alive.
yes.
So you didn't ask your parents to co-sign for the truck loan?
No.
You asked her?
I don't know. No, I wouldn't ask my parents. Well, it just came down to that, and she basically agreed to it. I don't know.
Well, you must have asked her.
Yeah.
Asked her.
We talked about it mutually, yes.
What kind of truck did you buy?
Z71 Chevy extended cab.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a mechanical engineer.
Do you work in an office?
No, I'm outdoors.
So you need this truck for business?
For business, yes. I put on about 50,000 miles a year. I drive all over.
How much is this truck?
22,000. And we got extended warranty. It costs a little bit more. And
Not we, you.
Yeah.
Shouldn't drive the truck.
it's me.
What date did you separate?
October. Well, we were living together, and she broke up with me July 4th.
When did you start living together? I thought when you bought the truck.
October 2000.
You started living together?
Yep. And we lived together till October 2001 because that was the lease. But we broke up before that, and we still lived together.
And now, when did this incident happen with your foot?
September 22nd of 2001.
How did it happen?
Well, she's your classic redhead. She's very fiery, short-tempered. We were out drinking at a bar, having dinner, and I went over and talked to my friends, and she was sitting on the couch, and I left her alone, so she stormed out of the bar, and I went chasing her, saying, I need to ride, at least give me the keys, I need to ride home. She got in her car, she wouldn't let me in, she locked the car door, so I stood on the side of her car on her side steps and hang on, and she backed out of the parking spot. I fell off and ran over my ankle.
So you stood on her car?
I was standing on the side steps so she wouldn't take off. I wanted keys to get in the house.
Jumping
and she
up
backed
and down.
And she backed up fast. Must have been too fast. I fell off, and the front tire.
What were you doing on her car?
So she'd give me the keys to my house. So I
Well,
could get in.
then you're responsible for your own accident.
Yep.
She's not responsible for your accident. You are.
Well, why would she back out when I'm standing?
Why would you stand on her car? Why don't you go and ask the person who you were talking to when you were leaving her alone in the bar to give you a ride home?
Just a couple of friends I haven't seen in a long time. So.
Well, good. A couple of friends. Ask them for a ride home. Don't go standing on her car. She wanted to leave. You didn't want her to leave. You stood on her car. She left. It's the way it goes. So I've just taken care of one of your defenses. Now tell me about this. Forget about the credit card, just as long as you pay the truck loan.
When we broke up, in one of our conversations, she said on the phone, I don't care about the credit card. I don't care about anything. She goes, just keep on making the payments on the truck and the car insurance, and I'll take care of everything else.
Did you say that to him?
You know, why would I tell him that?
No, I'm asking you a question, not why would. Don't ask me a question. I ask questions, you answer. Did you tell him that you were forgiving the credit card bills?
I said, I just want you out of my life, and I don't want to have to call you every month, which I had to have to do every month to get him to pay the card. He never paid the card on time, and so I said, I just don't want to have to deal with you. But then the more I got to thinking about it, I'm like, this is $5,000 that's going out of my pocket that he frivolously charged just in
Let me see the
overdraft.
things that he bought.
Your Honor, it's a joint checking account. Credit card's her name. There's no way to prove that if they're all mine. They could
Well,
be
I want to
hers,
take
too.
a look and see. You didn't even mention that as one of your defenses, sir, that they're not your charges. I just want to see what kind of things were purchased. What are all these overdrafts from credit card or online? What is this?
That's the credit card is an overdraft protection, or it's like basically a credit card with a joint checking account.
So you would go and get cash out of this. You would
not
put your
necessarily
money
same.
into the account.
It was both of ours, Your Honor. The joint checking account. She had the card for that same account too.
Actually, I didn't use anything in the card because he had actually convinced me after I had took his debit card. Because see, the problem is that
There's
he
no way
thinks
to
the
prove it
debit
that they're
card
buying.
is just, it says Visa, so he thinks it's just a credit card. So what I did was I said, okay, I'm going to get myself a primary checking account. He could not even get a checking account. So I left my name as the primary on this checking account, and I had direct deposits and paid all the bills out of my account.
So how many accounts did you have?
I had 2 accounts, but I did nothing with that account. I said, you know what, you prove to me that you're responsible, and you take care of this checking account. And look what happens. $5,000 later, I've got
There might be hers too, Your Honor.
nothing.
It's a
Might
joint-
be.
There's a joint
Nothing.
checking account. They're both.
It
mine.
might be.
They're not mine. I mean, it's a joint checking account. There's no way they're not. She could be having some of the charges on there too, because she had access to it too.
Mr. Curtis, that's possible, sir. Did you have any other checking account at the time that you had this one?
No, Your Honor.
Did you deposit your check any place other than in this account?
No, Your Honor.
Did she deposit her check, or paycheck, in this account?
She did, and then she did on her other one, too.
No, I.
No. Well, I'm going to let you look at these things, and you show me where she deposited her check in this account. Okay? I see yours.
I don't even see any deposits in there.
You used this account for a year, sir. Is that right?
We both did, Your Honor.
No, you say you both did. That's not what you say in your answer, sir. I read your answer very carefully. Your answer is twofold. Your answer says, A, she ran over your foot, and B, she forgave the money. Nowhere in your answer did you say that there's no way of establishing how much is her money and how much is mine. And why would she maintain a second checking account that would just be confusing? That would be illogical.
Yes, Your Honor.
So all I have to determine is, Mr. Curtis, is whether, in addition to being foolish and giving you an account in which she was also responsible, whether she also was foolish enough to say in actuality, I'm going to forgive this $5,000 as long as you make payments on the truck.
I didn't care. I just wanted to be done. Didn't want to deal with her
You
anymore.
wanted to be done, you pay
And
her
also,
what
I get a deputy sheriff at my workplace handing me papers saying she's serving me in court.
Well, then you should have paid what you owed her. You deposited your check, you drew money out, you drew out more money than you deposited, building up a balance of well over $5,000. There is no reason in the world, there is no consideration for her really excusing this debt because you are under an obligation to pay for the truck loan anyway. You still have the truck, don't you?
Yeah, so the truck is in her name and my name. The checking account was in her name, and the credit card was in her name.
I understand that, but she has two accounts, sir. One you used and one she used. Miss Bellman, how old are you?
28. I know. I've been through it. I know.
How many times?
2 years.
No, not only with him. Have you ever done it before?
No, never.
Will you ever do it again?
Never.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000.
Suing her former roommate, 20-year-old college student Layla Richardson, for purposely bleaching her.
34 on the calendar in the matter of Trester versus Richardson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats.
Miss Trester, the defendant was a roommate of yours, and it is your claim that when she moved out, she purposely bleached your clothes, and in addition, she either took or stole some of your property.
Yes.
Defendant says nonsense. When did you move in together?
We moved in August.
How many people were sharing the apartment?
There's 4 of us all together.
Was it an apartment, a
It
townhouse?
was a townhome, three levels.
Were you going to school or working?
I do both.
And the other people?
My brother and the other roommate work, and Layla was working at the time.
When did you move out?
I moved out on November 9th, 2000.
Had you signed the lease?
Yes, I had.
So you broke your lease when you moved out?
No, I had cleared it with our landlord.
But you were breaking your lease by moving out early?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me why you moved out.
I moved out because I would come home various nights from work and pretty much in the living room, couch, entertainment center, everything was mine. And stuff was getting misused on my entertainment center. My cats were purposely being let outside, and they weren't outside cats. And I was just, you know, I moved all my stuff up to my room pretty much. And a couple days later, I was in Cheyenne, Wyoming, visiting a friend. Cassandra called me and pretty much told me that it was unfair that I moved my stuff upstairs because, you know, all the roommates were using it. And I explained that pretty much, you know, if they can't use it properly, it is my stuff. I should be able to move it up to my room if I'd like to. And pretty much after that, we just weren't getting along, arguing, yelling at each other. And I had previously been in a car accident. I didn't need any extra stress, so I figured it was better for both of us just to end the situation and for me to move out and move on.
Now, Ms. Trester, it is your claim that the defendant damaged some of your property, and that was on the 9th of November?
Yes.
Well, tell me about it.
Well, actually, to correct her, the reason she moved out is we actually had a physical confrontation. A couple days before, she had thrown a bowl at my head and I slapped her back.
She had thrown a what at your head?
A cat food bowl at my head, and I had slapped her back. I went in later that day and apologized and was like, we'll work these things out. I know you lost your job, you don't have rent. I can cover you for a little bit longer. We just need to work on it. She wasn't paying
How
her
long
bills.
hadn't she paid the rent?
It was due on the 1st, so she moved out on the 9th, so it was 9 days late.
And the main thing was that our bills she had written checks to bounced, and she was unwilling to take care of them. That was the problem. And she was like, I'm too busy to take care of it. So I was like, well, you need to take care of it or get out. At that point, we were okay. I came home. I felt that her moving her stuff out of the front room was vindictive because she was doing it because she was upset at me. And I told her, if this is the way it's going to continue to be, maybe it'll be better if you get out. I would rather have you out. She said that I was overreacting. We needed to talk about it. So I was like, we'll talk about it when I get home from work the next day. She called me at work from that day, that was on the 7th, and told me that she was moving out. I went home that night to monitor things getting moved around because, of course, things always get taken when people move out. And her mom and her were egging me on to fight, saying that I wasn't tough enough. So I went up into my room and stayed until I had heard that they'd left. When I left, I came downstairs to grab all my stuff because while I was up in my room, I heard her and her mom constantly going, is this Cassie's stuff? If it is, I don't care, break it. It's not mine. I don't care, break it. Hearing things thud, hit the wall, laughing, just very horrible things. So when I came downstairs, the first thing I went to was my clothes because that's most important to most girls. But and I went into there and the bleach was just overwhelming. Like my eyes started burning.
On what floor is the laundry room?
It's on the first level. The 2 bedrooms are upstairs, so I came downstairs and I could smell bleach as soon as I got to the bottom of the stairs and went in there. And lo and behold, all of my clothes have bleach on them. And the bleach bottle was standing up and had the cap on it. So I called the police and made a report, and that's this for you.
What other items do you say that the defendant has of yours?
Clothes, books. She had also borrowed a bunch of things from me because I always was open to letting her borrow whatever she wanted as long as she returned it. And I'd asked for her to give that stuff back before she moved out. And she said that she would and never did. She moved out, and about 2 weeks after she was completely out of the house, I came home and there were multiple things missing, including almost half of my wardrobe. I had barely anything left. And of course, I live with 2 boys, so they're not borrowing it. And she still had the keys at that time that she was unwilling to give because she stated that she was still on the lease until I got a new person on the lease, and she was entitled to come over.
I'll hear you.
Thank you. Actually, the night we were moving out, about a couple days before, about me throwing a cat bowl out
I
of
don't
her
care about
head.
cat bowl. I care about her bleached clothing.
Yeah, the night we were moving out, I had quite a few friends over helping me pack, and my own mother. And my mom had gone in the bathroom saying, you know, is any of this stuff yours, Layla? And I said, the bleach is mine, but there's not enough to even worry about taking. There's probably like an inch left in the bottle, so I wasn't even going to worry about it. And I also, if you would like to look at it, my mom was supposed to be my witness today, because in the police report you can see that Cassie actually said my mother bleached her clothes.
I don't care if it was her mother or if it was you or one of the friends that you brought over.
Okay.
Madam, you're responsible.
Okay.
I mean, that's easy. Nobody bleaches their own clothes.
Can I make another point, please?
Just a second. Nobody bleaches their own clothes. And if you just said to me, I was there with my mother and some other of my friends who came to help me move, it's clear to me that she did not bleach her own clothes. So either you bleached her clothes. I can't imagine your mother being immature enough to bleach her clothes, but maybe one of your friends. Maybe your mother, when she got annoyed and she said, is this bleach yours? And you said, yes, but it's not worth taking because there's only an inch left in it. And she said, fine, and poured it out. Something like that, but you're responsible for her clothes. Next.
Layla Richardson owes for bleaching her clothes. Cassandra also claims that while moving out, Layla stole her belongings.
You have any of her clothing?
No, I don't.
I'm going to say it again. Do you have any of her clothing?
No, I don't, ma'am. And can I just say one more thing about
Sure.
when I was moving out? We were moving out, and I got my stuff in trucks to go to the storage unit to put in there, and it was about 8:30, and we were walking right past that bathroom. I didn't smell any bleach. I am really unaware of what happened, honestly. If you can look at the police report, that would be great.
Why would you think she would bleach her own clothes?
I really don't know, but...
Now, what's the value of the clothing that was bleached and destroyed?
Sorry, I don't have it all added. I have it all added in between.
Okay, let me have it.
Turtleneck, which was $80. Trans 9 pants, $80 as well. Long sleeve blue shirt, just $20. Pair of jeans, $50. Black short sleeve shirt worth $20. a blue Chinese riding shirt, which is $30, a black sweater, which is $30, and pajama bottoms worth $10.
$320. Now, you have no direct proof that she stole anything from your
Actually,
house.
I do.
I'd like to hear the proof.
Jeremy called me and was like, Layla just came over. Jeremy.
What's your last name?
Skog.
Okay. How do you know these people?
At the time, I was Layla's best friend and also a very good friend of Cassie's.
Okay.
I was there with Layla helping her move her things out. What Cassie said about Layla taking different articles of her clothing, or I'm sorry, different things out of the kitchen and stuff, is this Cassie's, okay, then break it. That is correct. That happened several times throughout the night. I went into the bathroom to go to the bathroom, and I recall there being a strong odor of cat litter, and I actually mentioned something about that. After I left the bathroom, only 2 people went into the bathroom before Cassie found the bleach, which was Layla and her mother. Later that night, after everything had happened, right after the police officer had called me, Layla called me and said, "Please don't say that my mom and I did it. I swear I had nothing to do with it. Please don't say that my mom and I did it." I told her I'd already talked to the police officer and that I said I wasn't positive that she had done it, but that I had told the police officer that the only 2 people in the bathroom were Layla and her mother. A couple days later, she called me and said, "I want you to see how cute I look today. Can I come over?" I said, "Absolutely." She came over and she was wearing the purple floral skirt of Cassie's that she had lost and the gray New York sweater. And
yeah, just a second. Yes?
I'm sorry, I obviously didn't steal any of her clothes.
Well, let's talk about that particular outfit. He's not lying. He's telling me the truth.
Okay. Well,
He's telling me the truth. That's what he saw you wearing.
Okay, well, actually, I don't have a pink floral skirt or anything.
You don't have one that belongs to you.
Correct.
No, I don't wear skirts, ma'am.
Listen to me.
I don't have
Listen to me.
her clothes.
He's not lying to me. How do I know that? I don't share my secrets, but I know that he's not lying to me.
And then I believe almost every day that week, she had come over wearing something that I recognized as Cassie's. The gray New York sweatshirt that she was wearing, or the sweater vest that she was wearing at the time, actually was one of the reasons that these 2 were fighting, was because Cassie, it was her favorite sweater, and she'd asked for it back several times, and Layla refused. Every time we went to Layla's house that she was wearing it, she would take it off before we even went into the house so that Cassie didn't see it. Layla has her lip and her eyebrow pierced. She had Cassie's horseshoe barbell in her lip and a barbell in her eyebrow as well, which belonged to Cassandra as well. I've seen her in the clothes several times.
Cassandra doesn't get any high marks for having places to put those.
Actually, I don't have that many places. They're extra for my belly button. She used them for her eyebrow ring.
I'll hear your witness. You have a witness?
Yes,
is that why you
his
brought
name
this
is
person?
Steven Snow. He was there the same night also.
Okay, Steve, I've already decided that she or her mother bleached the clothes. So I want you to pass over the bleaching. I don't want you to waste your time with nonsense about the bleaching. She or her mother bleached the clothes. What do you know about any other clothes that are in Miss Richardson's possession that don't belong to her? Do you know anything about that?
I do not.
Good, then you may be seated. Miss Richardson.
Yes?
If you're going to lie, lie big. You don't lie over $500, which is what the plaintiff is suing for. She's suing for $500 for her clothes. The bleached clothes alone come to $320. I would give her the $500 just because you were nasty. But I found that you do, in fact, have other of her property that you decided for some reason to appropriate for your own use. I would suggest you better grow up. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Stuff was being thrown around, but nothing was broken. I was in the same bathroom, didn't smell any smell.
The judge knew who was telling the truth.
He's only there for 10 minutes. I'm sure he knew a lot.
Maybe she's vindictive. I don't know.
I think the truth came out, and I'm glad that it happened.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Tao versus Perry. Step forward, please.
27-year-old claims adjuster Daisy Tao is suing ex-boyfriend, 33-year-old graphic artist Adam Perry, for an unpaid loan. Adam says the money in question was to pay Daisy's bills.
Ms. Tower, the defendant is a former boyfriend of yours. I gather that you lived together for a brief period of time. You claim 2 loans to the defendant totaling $2,500. Relationship is over. You want your money.
Yes, that's correct, ma'am. I did not live with him, though. That's not correct.
You did not?
No, I never lived with him.
Okay. When, I'll get you in a second. When was the first loan?
On February 9th, 2001.
What was it for?
He's told me that he was behind in rent, car payments, that he didn't have any money, And so I helped him out. I gave him a loan of $1,500 that we agreed upon that he would pay me back when he got his taxes. And in March, he told me that he was still short and behind on his mortgages.
Put your hand down.
And so then I had to loan him another $1,000. And so at that point, I was getting a little concerned, and I did tell him that I expected him to pay me back. He agreed to this and said that he would pay me back in the summer, because at the time he was unemployed and trying to go to school.
Where were you living in February of 2001?
I lived at home in Little Canada, Minnesota.
At home with whom?
With my family.
Where were you living in March?
At home.
And where was the defendant living?
He lived in Dayton, Minnesota.
Were you working?
Yes.
Did you ever stay over at his house or apartment?
I would go to see him once in a while, yes.
I'm asking you a question. I expect honest answers. Do you
Yes.
understand? Did you ever stay over at his home?
Yes, I've spent the night at his house, yes.
On an average of how many nights a week?
Maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks.
Now, Mr. Perry, it is agreed that she gave you $2,500.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, you tell me what that money was for.
In January, Your Honor, she wanted to move in together. I had a relative living with me, and she asked if I had my relative move out.
Your Honor, that is not true.
I don't want you to interrupt him.
So my cousin moved out, and she agreed to roughly pay half of the bills, which I have a list of a couple of months, which total a little over $1,100, and she said she would
That's not
pay
true, Your
half.
Honor.
Do you want...
I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't mean to be disrespectful. But what
Then you
he's saying is
can't
not true.
speak when he's speaking. When, according to you, did she move into your home?
In early January.
She moved all of her clothes and belongings and...
She had clothes, belongings, hair dryers, curling irons.
Are you telling me, sir, that she moved all of her personal belongings from her parents' house into your house?
She wasn't living at her parents' house, Your Honor.
Where was she living?
She would stay at some friend's house, and she moved from place to place, and that's why she asked, because she was going to switch her job position and move closer to where I lived so that we could be together.
So she moved in January?
Yes, Your
And she agreed to, according to you, roughly pay half the expenses?
Exactly what my cousin was paying, which was about $500.
Well, now you changed the story.
Mm-hmm.
So which is the story, that she agreed to pay for roughly half the expenses, or that you had a fixed amount of $500?
It was about $500, Your Honor.
No, about $500, sir, isn't an agreement.
No.
So what was it? Well, let's say this. She moved in January.
Yes.
Did she give you a check in January?
No. She did not
No,
give me...
shh, no.
Okay.
She gave you nothing in January.
No.
And then on February 9th, she did give you $1,500.
Yes.
Is that right?
She said...
Just a minute. And that was the beginning of February.
Yes.
So I assume you were going to tell me that at the beginning of February, having lived there for 1 month and having had an agreement with you that she would pay you roughly $500 a month, she decided to pay you for January.
Yes, Your Honor.
And February.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then prepay March.
Yes, Your Honor.
So that's $1,500.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then in March, right now she's already paid in March, for March. But in March, she gives you another $1,000.
Yes.
And that is, I assume you're going to testify that she said to you, well, I've already paid for March, but I like to pay my bills in advance, so I'm going to pay you for April and May.
Yes, she gave me money.
Yes, that's what you're telling me.
Yes,
That's
Your
what she
Honor.
did. Is that right?
Yes.
Bull. That's not the way it works, sir. If somebody agrees to move in with you as a roommate, and let's say she fell behind in January, so she maybe would have given you January, if I believed your story, January and February. So she would have given you $1,000 to cover January and February.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then when March came, she would have paid you $500 for March, so she would have given you a total of $1,500 for January, February, and March. Yes. And what you're telling me is, no, that's not what she did. She paid you 3 months at one time, a little in advance, and then she paid you for 2 months after that. I don't believe you, sir.
She wanted me to keep ahead, Your Honor.
I don't believe you, sir. I believe that you fell behind in your bills. Now, you didn't tell me about that. Did you fall behind in your bills?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So you needed money.
Yes.
Is that right? Did you say anything to her about giving her back any money when you got your tax returns in April?
I did not, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
She was there at least 4 days a week, Your Honor.
I was
Oh,
not.
shh. Just a minute. Mr. Perry, when somebody lives with you full-time,
Yes.
they are not there 4 days a week.
No, she was not living with me full time.
Give her back her money, Mr. Perry.
Hoover and Amy's parents, Marianne and Wade Hoover. Marge says Amy owes for 18 months' worth of room and board. The Hoovers are countersuing for non-payment of service.
Miss Savino, you've known this young lady since she was a little girl.
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, there came a time when you received a telephone call from her from jail.
Correct.
What did she tell you?
She said that her mother had her arrested, and that she spent the night in jail, and asked if somebody could come get her.
Asked if you could come and get her. And what did you do?
Okay, one of the boys that was living in my house at the time had said that he would go to Islip to get her, and he went and picked her up and brought her back to my house.
And I understand you have a child.
Yes,
How old is your child?
18 months.
How old are you?
19.
How old were you at the time you were in jail?
18.
What were you doing in jail?
Me and my mother got into a fight, and she had me arrested.
For what?
I threw a toy, and it hit her.
Where was your son when you were in jail?
At my mother's.
I understand that at some point the child also came to live with you.
Yes.
When was that?
That day we went and picked him up.
Okay. Your lawsuit is for room and board.
Correct.
That the defendant, you claim, owes you for the time she lived in your home.
Correct.
The defendant and her parents are counterclaiming for cleaning chores that she did in your house, working in your store, and for the return of 2 checks that her parents sent for her support. So that's what the case is about. Did you have a discussion with Amy when she came to your house about living there?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Tell me about the conversation, please.
Well, when she was brought back to my house, when she walked in, she was hysterical crying, and she asked me if her and Nico could stay with me.
If she and?
Nico, her son.
Nico.
She had been with me like 3 months prior for like a month.
Why?
She had moved out of her parents' house because of complications with her sister. And
how did you know her, by the way? You've noticed that she was a little
She lived
girl.
down the road from me. My daughter and her have been best friends for like 14 years. And her mother is my godmother.
So she had lived with you a few months before.
So she went to live with the baby's other grandmother. And she had put her in a basement room with no windows. And she didn't want to stay there until she asked if she can come stay with me.
This was before?
This was 3 months prior. So I let her come stay with me, and then during that interim, they were there for a month. You know, I was talking to Marianne and got her and her parents back together, and she moved back home with her parents. So then when this incident happened, I had told Amy, I really don't have room for you, and I can't afford it. So she had said she would do anything. You know, I will do anything if you let me stay there. I'll clean your house every day, I'll cook, I'll do laundry. And I never made her do that. So I took them in, and then we went and we picked up her stuff and the child, brought it back. I had split up, my daughter had the whole half of the house was a basement room with an outside entrance. And my daughter's one side of it was equal to the other side, and I put a crib in there, and she had dressers. The only thing I didn't buy her was a bed.
What did you actually go out and purchase?
I had gone out and I bought the baby walking shoes. I bought him clothes. He had a one-year birthday party, and since none of her family was involved except for the baby's other grandparents, I laid out $300 to have his birthday party. I took him to the doctor 3 times, and I paid for one of his co-payments on his insurance. I just bought him a lot of things.
So far, you haven't told me about an arrangement you had with the defendant about room and board.
Right. We had discussed how much I was going to charge her. And I told her $150 for room and board, I would think would be fair.
$150 a what?
A week.
Okay. Was she working at the time?
No. I had taken her 3 times to Department of Social Services to apply for social services.
So you didn't expect any money from her, but you expected that if she was approved for public assistance, then you would be getting the money from public assistance.
No, she had said to me if she didn't get public assistance, she was going to get a job, and she was going to pay me back all the money she owed me for living there. Or if she won the support case from her parents, because she had a support case pending against her parents. I took her 3 times to a support hearing that her parents were supposed to be financially responsible for until she was 21. So they granted her a temporary order of support from the parents.
And it was the temporary order of support checks that she turned over to you?
Right, Your Honor. It was 3
checks. And how much was that?
There was 3 checks of $75 a piece. I have receipts for them. She had signed the back and turned them over to me.
Now, how long did she stay with you?
She stayed with me for 4 months, from July 1st to October 28th.
And what happened on October 28th?
Well, normally when we went out to dinner, we would take Amy and the baby with us. You know, we went to like the buffets and stuff. But that day, Amy and the baby weren't home. So my family and I, we went out to the buffet, and we were gone about an hour and a half. When we got back, I had walked in the house, and I had asked, you know, where's Nico's high chair? His high chair and his playpen, and we're all gone. I ran downstairs, and everything was gone.
Had you had an argument with her?
No.
Why did you leave?
Because my son's grandmother told me that she had a conversation with Marge, and Kurt, her husband, said that if I want to move out, he's not going to give me any of my stuff.
Where did you go when you moved out of the house?
To my mother's.
Okay. Now, I want you to tell me about your counterclaim.
Well, I cleaned her house. I didn't expect any money at all, because I figured I was living there. I'd clean her house, I'd go to work with her to her shop, and I'd help her out, and I wouldn't have to pay her. Then when I went to go get child support for my mother, she said, well, you're probably gonna get a lot of money, so just give Kurt like $1,000 and he'll be happy because he's been bitching or whatever. So I said, okay, because I didn't know what else to say because I didn't know where else to go.
So?
So I said, all right.
So? I don't know what your counterclaim is for.
The counterclaim.
I'm talking to your daughter.
Sorry.
For cleaning her house.
Get out of here.
Marge Savino says former family friend Amy Hooper owes for 18 months' worth of room and board. Amy and her parents are countersuing, claiming Marge owes for house cleaning services.
Okay. Your mother threw you out. You assaulted your mother. She picked you up from jail. She took you into her house. She treated you like a family member. I assume she treated you like a family member. Is that right?
Yes.
Wasn't the first time you were there. You weren't working, right?
I was going to work with her, helping her out at the shop.
Other than that, you weren't working?
No, I couldn't get anywhere.
It's not her fault. So, did you go out for dinner with her and her family?
Every once in a while.
Did you eat at her house?
Yes.
Did you use the telephone occasionally?
No, well, every once in a while.
Every once in a while. Did you use light?
Yes.
Did you use heat?
Well, I shared a room with her daughter.
I don't care whether you shared a room with her daughter or not. You used light, you used heat. Your baby was there. There were two of you. Right? You cleaned up in the house?
Yes.
So what? So, forget about cleaning. And in the 4 months that you were there, the only money that you turned over to her was $225.
No. My son's grandmother gave her 80. I gave her 85 when I moved in for my son's birthday party. That was all the money that I had.
Well, she spent more than that, right?
I guess so.
Well, you know that she spent more than that. How many people did you have at the birthday party?
I don't remember.
More than 10?
Probably.
All right. And she said that she drove you to the doctor when you had to go? Did you pay her for gas?
No.
She said she paid for the copay on the medical at least once?
His grandmother paid her back.
Well, I don't know whether she did or not, but she says she paid for the copay. You didn't pay, did you?
I have a letter here from his grandmother stating what
I don't read letters.
Okay.
I don't read letters. I see witnesses. So in the 4 months that you were there, I have maybe you gave her $300 for 4 months.
Yes.
So what are you complaining about? Nothing. Now, let's find out what you're complaining about. Yeah, you. You want your $225 back.
No, I wanted the money to go to Amy. If Marge was suing for whatever, the $2,400, we were told by 3 separate individuals that Amy was emancipated. Therefore, I don't know why we were even named in the lawsuit.
Oh, so that you don't want anything back from her.
What we wanted was our day's pay that we're losing for this frivolous lawsuit. We think it's frivolous.
Not necessarily.
Your Honor.
The judge may have told you that Amy was emancipated. Right now, she's back in your house. You live in New York State?
Yes.
In New York State, you have to support a child until the child is age 21. And the fact that you had her removed from the house, the issue that the judge had to address in those initial hearings was whether or not she was welcome back in your house. And if she was welcome back in your house and she left on her own volition and your house remained open to her, then you didn't have to pay support. But if your house was closed to her, and as opposed to her becoming a public charge, which means welfare, you have to pay until she's 21. Well, so whatever the judge decided, that's not necessarily binding for the purposes of filing a lawsuit against you. I don't think that Ms. Savino expected any money from you. I think that what she expected was money from the Department of Social Services. That's one, right? And if not, maybe Amy would get a job and help out with her support. You want to tell me anything else about your counterclaim?
Well, I cleaned her house, and I went to work with her. I did whatever she asked me to.
Tell me what kind of work you did for her.
She owned Plaster Paint Palace. It's where you paint, and they had parties. I helped clean up. I vacuumed.
How many times did you do that? Every day?
Yes. I was there whenever it was open.
For how many hours?
It was around like 8 hours. Well, we were there from like 11 a.m. till whenever we closed.
Which was when?
Around 6 o'clock.
How is it that you went to the store with her?
What do you mean?
Did she say to you, you have to come to the store with me to work off your room and board?
No, but I figured I was there. I helped her out,
So she wasn't her suggestion that you came to the store with her?
She'd wake me up and ask me to go. She needed me a couple of times. She'd be like, Amy, I need you today. Can you please come?
Well, a couple of times in 4 months. A couple is 2 times.
It was more than 2 times.
How many times?
Well, when I was living there for the last 2 months, I was there every day because she asked me because she needed help because the girls were in school and they weren't able to come in and help her.
All right, so if, let's say, what happened for the first 2 months that you were there?
I helped her. I went with them.
I thought you said you didn't go in every day for the first 2 months.
No, not every day. Maybe like, I went a lot. I went at least 3, 4 times a week, 5 times a week.
Your Honor.
I'm going to get to you in a second. And where was your baby when you were working?
With me.
Okay, now I'll hear you.
I'm sorry. For one, my husband owned the store. My husband bought the ceramic store because my daughters wanted it, so they told my husband that they would run the store. I also have a 27-year-old daughter who used to work when her daughters were in school. The only reason Amy came to the store with me is because she didn't want to stay home all day by herself with the baby.
I believe that.
And when she came to the store...
There were a couple of people there who could spell her. The baby was walking around. She needed a little bit of adult companionship when she was there.
The baby was in the playpen, in the party room, with the disco lights going, with the videotape, with his sing-alongs. Amy would paint. Amy, I have a witness here, Amy played Scrabble. I fed her breakfast, lunch, and dinner every time she went there.
You owe her nothing. She owes you a thank you, but I don't think she owes you any money for room and board, because I don't think that was the reason that you took her in. Did you ever get welfare?
Yes.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
When?
January, I started getting it. It was for my son.
Just in January?
Yes.
And you moved out of her house in?
October.
Did you get any retroactive money?
No.
Just ongoing money?
Mm-hmm.
Savino, this is a prime example of no good deed goes unpunished.
Your Honor?
Yes.
And the reason I did bring the Hoovers into it is because when I took Amy to her support hearings, they did say that they were responsible for her support from the time till she's 21, and she was granted a temporary order of support. You know, because, like I said, you know, I laid out a lot of personal, funds to support them. I don't have that.
I understand that. However, ultimately, whatever checks she got from her mother and father, she turned over to you. Did you get any other checks from your parents other than the $225?
No, they all went to her house. I met up with her at 7-Eleven one night so I could sign them over to her.
So that's the only money she got from them. Now, the temporary order evidently did not become a permanent order.
No, they were supposed to go back at the end of November.
But it did not become a permanent order, and by that time she was back home. As I said, Miss Savino, no good deed goes unpunished. Whenever you get in the middle of a family dispute, you always end up losing a friend. And I assume that you've lost the Hoovers and their daughter as friends.
My most is the baby.
Is the baby. Was Miss Savino good to your baby?
Yes.
There is no law that permits Miss Savino in any jurisdiction, certainly not New York, to petition a court for visitation. But clearly, Miss Savino, in order to have contact with the baby, you have to have contact with Amy.
I understand.
And at this point, I don't think that that's a good idea. For you and your family, I don't think that that's a good idea. Were you happy that your daughter went to live with Miss Savino?
I was surprised that she went to live with Miss
Well, where did you think she was going to live after you had her arrested?
She was supposed to go into a home, a temporary shelter, and she was supposed to get counseling for anger management. That's what the district attorney had told us.
Shelter is not a very pleasant place, as opposed to living with a family friend. So why wouldn't you be really happy if she were living with Miss Savino?
Well, we wanted her to come home.
She had been back and forth several times, right? And clearly she needed a cooling off period.
Yes, she did.
So Miss Savino served a real purpose for your family.
That's correct.
Sounds to me as if you owe her a major thank you. Have you ever given it to her?
Well, we were told otherwise by the court that,
Told what
that
otherwise?
Amy was going into a shelter. She would get help for anger management. That's what the district attorney told my wife, and we believed that. And we wanted her and the baby home.
As opposed to going to a shelter, which is where you say the district attorney suggested, she went to a family friend who you knew would take good care of her and take good care of your grandson.
No, we didn't know that. There's more to it than that.
Really?
Miss Savino takes in other teenagers. She had teenagers living in a shed behind the home. It was illegal. It's not a two-family home. She also collects, or she told my wife that she collects Social Security disability. And here she is working in a shop.
What does that have to do?
She employed my daughter full-time
Get out of here!
in the shop.
Get out out of here.
No.
Your daughter couldn't stand the idea of staying home in her basement room with a baby at her age 18, by herself. So she went to a place that was very pleasant with other young people. That's where she spent her day hanging around. And if she happened to do a little cleaning up there from other kids painting, get over it.
Marge did write us
Get
a
over
letter
it.
and complaining about wanting money. She wanted $1,000 a month from us.
That's not unreasonable.
My
It's
wife,
not her responsibility. Your daughter is not her responsibility. Your daughter and your grandson are not her responsibility. They may not be your responsibility because you fought the support hearing. You were found not legally responsible for her support because she had emancipated herself, but certainly, as between you and the plaintiff, it's your ball of wax, not hers. She didn't raise her. You did.
Correct.
This is not her grandson, it's your grandson.
You shouldn't have taken her in.
Should have left her in jail.
She shouldn't have taken her in.
Your Honor, if I didn't take her, she wouldn't have had anywhere to go.
Mr. Vino, I go back to something I said to you before. Never going to get through to them. Just pay attention. No good deed goes unpunished. You got it? Mr. Vino, you don't get money from her. You don't get money from them. But they certainly don't get a dime from you. You cleaned up? Good. You went to the store? Good. What are you doing now? What part of my language didn't you understand? What are you doing now?
I'm taking care of my son.
Period.
Yes.
And where is the father of this child?
He's away.
Away where? On a cruise?
No, in jail.
For what?
Well, he robbed his aunt's house in 99.
For robbery?
Yeah.
And then he violated parole?
Yes.
Ah, I gotta put that all together. You're an exercise in poor judgment, Amy. Grow up. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think the whole thing was just ridiculous.
I still think that Amy is responsible for paying room and board for her.